Hello, welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips, fresh from Dreamhack. How's things, mate?
Good. Super.
Talk to me about it, because
Well,
I haven't attended Dreamhack. It's not necessarily my sort of event. And before we kind of get into our patched updates and we'll talk about all the games we've been playing and those sort of things, you've been to this event this weekend as we record, and I guess it's actually been a couple of weeks since we've recorded an episode. But
yes.
how was it? What's
Well,
it What's
let's
it all
go.
about for the
Let's
uninitiated?
let's let's go back first. Let's go back first to 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. So we were both away. I was in New Zealand, so I completely just forgot about everything. Just everything I was doing. Like I forgot I put up a YouTube short. I didn't even check how many views it got till I got back home, and I looked at the views. I went, "Whoa, that's a lot of views." And then as Friday came around, there was all these things popping up saying, I can't wait for Dreamhack. And then I realized, oh shit, that's this weekend. And I completely forgot about it. And then I thought, oh man, I've got to try and get motivated and go
You got to get
into
yourself up to get
Melbourne.
out.
So I did that. Good on me. And I didn't know what to expect, as is what I do best going into events.
Go in
I
blind.
like to go in blind to see what it's all about. And I got there, got my media pass, which is massive. So I would like to thank him because I now have myself a chopping board for small items. So that is great. But the badge thing I sort of figured out is only for people who I would like to say get it in for free. So it's basically a target on your back. The actual pass is this. It is a
Oh.
ticket. Yes.
Like a ticket
So
tech,
if
a proper ticket tech.
it is
Right.
it is a ticket. Yes, because where the venue where it was held,
Oh, it was Rod Laver or something, wasn't it?
Rod Laver, so it makes sense. But if this is your 3 day pass and you lose it, big trouble. But if it's e-ticket, not so big trouble. But if you have a physical ticket like this and you lose it, it rips, whatever. In Australian terms, you're fucked.
Shit.
But yes, so I got my ticket. I thought, oh, that's weird. It's just I thought the badge would have been enough for just the chopping board would have been enough to get in and out, but no, because it is Rod Laver, so it does make sense. Got in there, didn't really know what to expect. Got a map of the layout, and it is the most confusing.
How do they kind of
Odd.
use the
Not
space?
confusing. Not
Because...
confusing. Not confusing. It's odd. It's very odd because they do use Rod Laver and Margaret Court
Oh, okay.
as well. So Margaret Court is just where the whole esports thing, where those people shoot people
Those people.
to win money. Those people shoot people to win money. That's that one. And then Rod Laver, it's one of the oddest things I've ever seen because you and I have both probably been there for musical events.
Yes. Yeah, I've done Rod
Yes.
Laver a few gigs over the years.
Rod Laver. And the one thing I would never have thought was to have a small exhibition of exhibitors and a stage in the same
No.
arena. And I looked at it, God, that's weird. And to get there too is also just weird. It's just a one entry in and out, an entry that I never knew existed until Saturday. I thought, oh, I'm just used to going down the stairs in an entry to get to the ground. But no, you can't. You're not doing that this time around. It's just another way. And I just looked at it and went, this is weird. Walked around for a good, I don't know, 5 minutes and just walked back out because for me, there was nothing there. It was just like Intel, the brand, so
Yeah.
computers, some other company, computers, Monster, which will take up half the area. Don't know why they're there. Don't really care. It's like, yeah, I don't drink energy drinks anyway, and I don't need diabetes. So, no thank you to Monster. And then went back out, and then sort of had a look at some other area I've never knew existed. Because all I remember going to Rod Laver is Rod Laver. I've never paid attention to, the entire area, which surprisingly has tennis courts, which I never knew, which is surprising because they have a tennis event there every year. And I've never paid any attention to the tennis courts in my life.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I've never been there for tennis. It is something I want to do. I do want to go to a day at the Australian Open or something at some point. But yeah, I've never actually seen tennis-related stuff at Rod Laver Arena before. So
Yes, the one thing it is mostly used for.
I wouldn't say
sports
mostly, but it
events.
was designed for, yeah, for sure.
For design. Then I was waiting outside of Rod Laver, lining up, getting into the event. There's a tennis court there. I was like, oh, you can just basically walk in there. There's no doors, no nothing. You can just go look in there and go, oh, it's a tennis court. And then just carry on with your day. Then got in there, went for the small expo thing on Rod Laver. Then went out the back. There was some free play games. I thought, yeah, not that exciting. Some streaming area, also don't really care. Tabletop, definitely don't care. And then the most exciting thing for me there was the esports event. Surprisingly, it was Counter-Strike 2 was the game. So they had two teams battling each other. Fair crowd too, surprisingly, which really surprised me because they basically just cut off half of Margaret Court, which is not a big area in itself, I don't believe. And it was I reckon, about 3/4 full. And there were people there cheering on and going, just getting into it. And I thought, this is actually quite exciting. There was banter going on. There was everything. And the funny thing was, too, there was an Australian team and an American team. The American team absolutely flogged them. So every time they won, there was just absolutely no cheers, no claps, no nothing.
Did we at least go as far as booing the Yanks? Because that's...
Oh, this is where it gets better. So the commentary guy's gone, okay, every time the Americans win, just give them a golf clap. And just the whole crowd just yelled out, no. And just started booing. And the guys just at the back going, are you serious? Do you want me to come out there and yell at you? And everyone's just heckling him. Yeah, come on, come say. He's like, oh, no, I'm not coming out. And that was probably the most exciting thing, just watching people get shot and people getting surprised going, oh, when someone shoots someone else. I thought, I can see why people get excited for it, but
you've really got to be into the scene and probably have some sort of investment in the people
because I know
as well.
Yeah. So. Also, fact too, I know nothing about Counter-Strike 2. Doesn't help either. So I just see someone get shot and go, nice shot. There's some strategic crap to it, and I don't know. But I think the overall experience, for me personally, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
I think it's more focused on the way I look at it is cosplay, plenty of that, esports, and for some reason content creators, supposedly meant to be 500 of them, I saw 4 that I knew of.
Yeah, fair enough.
And there was one more thing, I can't remember. I don't know, but that's it. But the best cosplay I saw at the entire thing.
Oh, here we go.
It was brilliant. There was like people in their stupid onesie Pikachu outfits.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Shit effort. 0 out of 10. But the best one I saw was a person in a cardboard box as Solid Snake, replicating the old sneaky cardboard box.
Yeah, I can get around that.
But the better thing was too, they were in character. So instead of like doing normal strides, they were doing the sneaky walk, going slow.
Oh, okay.
I thought that is dedication and brilliant. Whoever you were, I'd give you a medal for it.
Yeah.
But I say overall, it's not terrible. It's just
no. It sounds like it's great. It's just not your scene.
It's great. But to be honest, I was there for 3 hours and I looked at it and went, I'm done. There were panels as well, but there's only 2 stages for panels, and the app itself didn't actually give any information on what the panel was about. It's just the headline. So if you said, I punched someone in the face, and you don't give details of why it's called I punched someone in the face, you go, why is it called I punched someone in the face? And you don't know why. It's like
maybe that's the point though. It's like good headline gets people in the door, and people go, oh, what are we talking about?
Everyone just comes in, man gets punched in the face,
and we all leave happy because they did what they said they were going to do.
That was my experience of Dreamhack.
Well, fair enough. Who knows? I feel like this event keeps getting bigger though, so who knows how it kind of expands over the course of the next
I
few
think
years. But
I think the one thing they need to do, I don't know where they should put it, but I feel like a different venue would be better. I
I
just
can't imagine
find
Rod Laver's cheap.
yeah, Rod Laver, yeah, that too, but I just think the layout's just odd,
Yeah. How much?
very
I
odd.
know. I know you got we got you the press pass, but like, how much do tickets cost?
I think I was looking at it. It wasn't that much.
Okay.
I think like if it was a early bird like stuff, I think it was like $75 or 80 for the 3 days. For three
Okay.
days.
I can't even imagine what. I mean, again, not our scene, so maybe that's the perspective's
But I
not there.
think it
But I can't even imagine
also
what you do
doesn't.
for the 3 days.
Yeah, me either. I was there for 3 hours and I was done. But there's people with art doing artsy stuff, and that's fine. But that's not my thing. But it was also odd too. But they didn't announce where it was going to be until a month out, because they just said, "Oh, Dreamhack's happening," but they didn't say where it was happening. I
Sounds
thought
really
that's
poorly
really
organised.
odd. Yeah, I just think maybe they're trying to find a better venue and they couldn't find one. Who knows? Because I don't think you can put it at the exhibition center because it is be half full if you went by
I
the
mean,
contents of what
you don't have to use the entirety of the convention center though. Like
that too. Yes,
the game expo when I went last month, whenever it was, like that, they only used half of it, and so it looked like it was kind of full. It was only half the building. Probably not even that. It was probably only a third of the building actually. But that made it look like it was full, and also gives them plenty of room to grow because they can just expand into other sections of it next year or whatever the case happens to be. But yeah, I think I don't know, something for them to work on, I guess. All right, let's move on to, and we'll lead off with you again because we always do. But the updates side of the episode, talk about the games we've been playing. Now you said you've got two to discuss,
two.
So take it away. We'll see if there's any crossover at all.
Yes. I was trying to really look through my updates for the month to see. Surely I've played more than 2 games. The answer is no, I didn't.
Oh,
I did not play more than 2 games. Which is, I thought, oh yeah, I might have played Helldivers too, and I haven't played that since last month. I thought, oh damn, I
count
can't
it.
talk about that. Can't put that in. But we'll start off with my first game, Yakuza 6. So I got there, thought, you know what, I'm going to finish this game by the end of this month. And as of today, I finished it.
Yes, good.
And oh man, I want to play the man who erased his name now because I need answers from Yakuza 6. There are questions I need answered.
Yeah,
Like,
you've got.
oh, I need to play it.
Well, yeah, you've got the original Like a Dragon. Then isn't Man Who Erased His Name set between? No, is it
It's set
between?
Yeah, I just looked at it before. It's like how you should play it. So 7, which is like a
Like a
dragon,
Dragon.
and Infinite Wealth. It's in between there.
Yeah, okay.
So I have to play Like a Dragon first, which I have downloaded. I thought, oh, I'm playing this next because I want to know. I need answers.
Mate, I'm eyeing off like we're starting to approach another and potentially fairly lengthy quiet patch with not there's a couple big releases along the way, but not that many. Like one of them's Hellblade and it's gonna be like an 8-hour game, which is nice. I didn't get a preview done because I was holidaying, but the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, Nintendo sent that, so I can play that early. Like there's all sorts of like there's only 2 or 3 things and they're either not long or I've already got them. So I'm looking forward to a big block here where, as I kind of committed to early in the year, I'm gonna start playing Kiwami. No, I've got to start with 0, don't I?
Not necessarily. You don't have to play with 0. You can, but you don't have to.
Apparently, Google knows
Say
what I'm
if
going
you go 1 to 5, then play 0, then 6. But you could also play 0.
Yeah, so 0, then Kiwami 1 and 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, Like a Dragon, Man Who Erased His Name, Infinite Wealth, and then Ishin.
Which I don't think really matters.
I don't think
by
it's
the
actually
sounds of it.
essential, yeah. But if I get hooked, then I'll end up playing Ishin, so we'll see how that goes. Mate, glad you're enjoying it though. Yeah, with the Portal there, it's absolutely gonna be the perfect game for me to play on the Portal. So I can't wait to kind of sink my teeth into them.
And I've played 7 Yakuza games now, and still no zero Japanese. And I'm not going to say any Japanese words because last time
You
I
might
tried to
offend
say
someone.
it, I absolutely butchered the words. I'm not saying any. Maybe Asahi. That's about it.
And we're probably
But that's
butchering that in the pronunciation as well. But Japanese beer, a specific brand, so
yeah.
that helps. So what's the other one then?
But there, the other one, I thought I've played this one because I haven't played it for 10 years, and everyone's talking about it. Everyone's selling it out at game stores. Well, not this one. Maybe some other ones. Fallout 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Have you watched the show yet?
Because I've watched. I'm halfway through
Right.
the
I've only
show.
done
So
episode
I've
one
watched.
so far. So
I've
and I
done
liked it.
4 episodes. I do,
Nice.
but I think people are just talking it up a bit too much. They think it's like up here, it's like the greatest thing ever. Like, oh my god, this, that, oh. Thinking, yes, it looks like Fallout. It looks like the game. What are you excited about? Yes, they've got the story right with the TV series. Family member gets lost or kidnapped. Nailed it. 3 and 4, exactly the same. Family
Yeah, okay.
member gets kidnapped. You go find them. And so on, adventure, blah, blah, blah. It's only early days yet for Fallout 3, but man, it didn't age well.
That's a bit of a shame.
But it's an
yeah,
old game.
I keep
It's
hearing
an old
rumblings that
game,
they
though.
might be looking to actually properly remaster it or remake it at some point, but they don't seem to be in any great hurry. So we'll see.
I was going to say they're probably up just remastering Skyrim for the 7th time.
They couldn't even
instead
get
of-
the next gen update for Fallout 4 ready for the launch, like the same day that the show went to air. It took them another week and a half or something afterwards. Like
That
Bethesda
still didn't
just-
work.
Oh yeah, actually,
Still
good
didn't
point. Yeah.
work.
I hear PS4 players who got the game free from I've forgotten the name of it now, but because they've killed the program. But there was like that catalog of games you got for being a PlayStation Plus subscriber. Yeah. Anyway, it had a whole bunch of exclusives, but then there was a few other things in there as well. Fallout 4 was one of them. Apparently, anyone who redeemed it through that, because they didn't actually buy the game, they can't actually get the free update. Now, I'd imagine Bethesda will probably fix that if
Bethesda.
they haven't already by the time this goes to air. But yeah, it's just typical Bethesda. It seems like there's always some problems, big or small.
Yes.
Look, I'm hoping that. Look, I don't like VATS, so it's going to be, I think, an uphill battle for me. But I'm just hoping that maybe because I have enjoyed episode 1, and it's only been opportunity that's kind of stopped me from getting to episode 2. I watched episode 1 and then went on my holiday the very next day, so I'm kind of like, and so now it's okay. I'm already kind of well behind everyone, but also I've already kind of forced myself a 4 or 5 day delay here, so I may as well just kind of push it out, do the things that I need to do now, which is some of the games I'll talk about shortly, and some others that I'm still not done with yet, and then get back to the show at some point. So soon enough, I'll get to episode 2 and finish it off. But I'm hoping that maybe by enjoying the show, I'll be able to, I don't know, it's a different way to potentially connect with Fallout. It'd be nice to enjoy it. Like I don't love bashing.
No, I don't. I'm not. Let's say the biggest fan of it. It's
Yeah.
like it's a good game, but it's not great.
Yeah.
And like 76 wasn't great. It's probably better now, but it's not going to be a game I'm ever going to play because I don't. Not a fan of the online server experience. I'd rather just do solo and have a story instead of just getting harassed by dickheads. Instead, I could just shoot dickheads in just 3, New Vegas, and 4.
Checks out. Well, I guess then with that done, that takes it over to me and my list. Where you've got 2, I've got about 9, I reckon, this month.
About time.
Most of which I've hit credits on.
Oh.
And then others that I'm still working on. So we'll start from the top. I'm literally just referring to my that tweet that I have, that thread that I have with all the games as I hit credits on them, which I discovered that I like randomly skipped number 6. So I've just gone from credits 5 to then credits 7. But credit 7 is where we begin with Helldivers 2. More time into that over the course of kind of the back end of March and then early through the month. PlayStation did me a solid and sent me I think it was the $15 or whatever it is to to unlock one of the newest. Damn it, I've forgotten the name of but anyway, like the premium to get the upgrades and all those sort of things. The premium thing there, cash that in. But I've been playing just kind of my own way. It's been nice. I've kind of dropped off it in the last couple of weeks, and that's just because of the flood of other games that have come out. But I think it'll be one of those ones that I'm going to feel pretty comfortable in just kind of dropping back into somewhere down the line and having no issues at all. Whether it's with people or just with randoms, I don't think it's too much of an issue. So keen to keep doing more of that. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was the one that I kind of spoke about when we did updates last time, but I was still working through the couple of days after I got it finished up. And look, it's unreal. You're still working through Remake though, aren't you?
Yeah, I kind of stopped playing it because I'll get back to it.
That's fine. Do it whenever you're ready. I'm sure you won't regret it, but there's no sense in rushing it. So, but yeah, look, there's a lot still that I don't, unless it's a spoiler cast setting, I don't necessarily want to say a huge amount just yet because I think there's still plenty of people working their way through it. It's a long game, for something that's meant to be technically just 1/3 of the full Final Fantasy VII experience. It's good 70 hours for most people at least, I think. Yeah,
I haven't seen a 70-hour game in 5 years. That's
look, I mean, I think because you're going to be tempted to explore each of those open world sections at least a little bit, and I think that's going to be what pushes it out. But it's a far cry from the last game, which was for most people 25 to 30, something like that, plus some extra side quests or whatever. This is a lot bigger with these open world sections, so it's awesome though. Absolutely loved it, and can't recommend it any higher. And apparently, it's not selling quite to the levels that Square Enix had expected, despite all the glowing reviews. So people go buy it. I played As Dusk Falls. That was a game that Xbox kind of got an exclusive partnership with a couple of years ago. I think it was 2021 maybe when it came out. It was basically like a Telltale style choose your own adventure sort of thing. Far more choice in this. Far more like it kind of branch off in a whole bunch of different directions. Certain characters will be living. Some will be. I guess it's probably actually closer to like a Quantic Dream game, like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls or Detroit or something like that, than Telltale. But there's similarities to both there. I enjoyed the storytelling of that. The art style, which I couldn't stand the look of in like all the pre-release footage and trails and those sort of things. I'm okay. I was okay with when I played. There's only a couple moments where they try and blend a bit of, everything's kind of this weird. I don't even know. I'm not an animation person, so I don't know what it's called. But like, you get very, very ultra low level movements, and for the most part, it's kind of like a static image while the text, like of the whole screen almost, while it's almost like they've animated a comic book, in ways.
Is it like the Miles Morales type animation?
No, because they're at least still like the Miles Morales. You mean like Spider-Verse and all them, right?
Yes.
No, because they're at least still moving all the time. It's almost more it's like somewhere between that and like stop motion-y sort of stuff. So I don't really know what it's called, but they have some moments though where they kind of have full proper seamless, almost 60 frames, normal movement, and then it's spliced up with their kind of default style. It doesn't quite work in that respect, but I really enjoyed the plot. It was like gripping, and I knocked it out in like a night. Pepper Grinder, so a Devolver job. It's the one with, I don't know if you recall, like you kind of got like a drill, and you're basically just diving through the dirt and throwing yourself all that. Looks really like it presents really, really well. The game's like 2 to 3 hours long, and yet that felt too long. Like
oh wow,
the game's perfectly fine. Like it's a perfectly solid like 7, but it's just they didn't have many ideas, and I think they knew that, which is why they kept it short. But I'd still argue even that was still a little bit too bloated. Like they just pushed the same systems for a little bit too long. You probably knock an extra half hour to an hour off the game, and that would have been the sweet spot in terms of what they were doing. Potentially got dragged out just that little bit, and as much as it's only half an hour to an hour, you felt it. 1 or 2 extra levels in each world that kind of felt very samey. Just wasn't down with it. To get myself ready for Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes that came out this past week, I jumped into the other game, which was not the one that like it was kind of this randomly announced. 100 Heroes was Kickstarter backed. I was part of that group that backed it. Was really looking forward to like that Suikoden, whatever people call it. Kind of, I guess that franchise kind of being reborn from all the creators of those old games. Then they kind of announced like it was a hugely successful Kickstarter, and then they kind of randomly announced, I think it was like on the Xbox E3 or Xbox Showcase stage at one point, like, hey, there's going to be like some spin-off game, and it's coming from another team, and it's going to come out before the main one that you all backed, and it's far more like an action platformer with very, very light RPG stuff. I went and checked that out. It's cool. Just wanted to get myself essentially ready for the main release in case there was any like narrative threads that connected them up. From my understanding, is there's some little bits from what I've seen so far in 100 Heroes, but it was a cool game. Again, probably just a little bit too long. Lots and lots of side quests, like crazy numbers of side quests, and really repetitive ones. Didn't love that. Matto, I finished Suicide Squad this month.
Oh, congratulations!
Pretty glad to be done with it and not think about that one again. It was just sitting there on the shelf as a game that was incomplete. Like, I can't. As much as it's no good, I just can't leave it lying around. So, I got the job done. Got pretty tired of the very repetitive missions. The humor's good. Like, the writing and all those sort of things, pretty great. The internet tried to spoil, what happens with some of the superheroes as you go in to kill them all. Especially they tried to spoil Batman. There's a lot of stuff that came out obviously around what happened with Batman because of Kevin Conroy's death and all those sort of things. I'm glad the internet didn't actually properly spoil it. They put up the scene which makes it look like he's dead. It's kind of he gets shot and all those sort of things, but things don't quite play out in that way. I'm glad I didn't have the internet didn't completely ruin it. That was all right. But otherwise, yeah, good storytelling, shit game. Sorry, Rockstar. Hopefully,
no, well done. Warner Brothers have been dumbasses,
potentially ruining a studio.
Another one, fantastic.
Another one. And then basically these last few have all kind of been in the last few days. Final Fantasy 16's The Rising Tide DLC. So they added a new icon, new summon Leviathan. It's a whole 3 to 4 hour story campaign, basically, where you go off and you eventually get Leviathan as a part of one of your summons that you can kind of draw within the game. But yeah, there's kind of a whole narrative arc around that whole section of the game. They're like, with like all the bosses in Final Fantasy 16, they kind of lean into some kaiju stuff at different points where you get giant monsters battling giant monsters, and it's looks really cool and all those sort of things. And for the most part, it's awesome. But there's one segment where there is only one way to beat the Leviathan, and even then you can still, like, if not everything goes 100% right, you'll still run it. It's a timed thing, and you got to kill it within a certain amount of time. It's a crazy small amount of time. Doesn't matter whether you're playing on normal difficulty, whether you're playing on like the Final Fantasy mode, which is basically like their hard mode. You have to begin the battle with a certain move in order to then have it charge up in time for you to hit them enough times with it before it was bullshit. So there was one segment of that boss that really, really sucked. Couldn't stand it. Great campaign, but like that section, I nearly threw a controller because of it. It was I not in like a Souls way, 'cause I'm like, this is not hard. Like I'm wailing on this thing and I'm not getting hit, but I don't have enough time to get the job done. And it's not because my stats are too low, because whenever you kind of become Ifrit in these things, or Ifrit, as I guess as Ben Starr pronounced it, everyone, doesn't matter what level you are, everyone kind of gets taken up to this one certain level. It kind of evens everything out so you can get the job done. But it's the design of the amount of time they give you. It's crazy, and not alright, I think, what they did. But anyway, my most recent game that I finished is Another Crab's Treasure. You familiar with that one?
I think I've seen it.
It's a Souls-like. But like you're this cute, like it's, rather than the greys and browns and all that sort of shit that you're getting from basically any Souls game or Souls-like game, this is, you're under the sea. It's, lots of color. except for like it's kind of set in the ocean and there's some coral bleaching that occurs at one point, so it's just everything starts to turn really white. And like, oh, this is depressing. But I planned, and I kind of tweeted this out as a part of that big thread the other day. I planned to make this the game. I was like, okay, I'm going to learn to get good with this. Because I enjoyed the style, I enjoyed the humor. Like, that's going to carry me, even if the game's driving me mad. And then I discovered the assist features that they have in the game. So it's not like, it is kind of like, Jedi Fallen Order or Survivor, where you can kind of toggle difficulty a little bit. In this case, you can kind of toggle the damage output from you or the enemies and that sort of thing. But what they have is one specific assist where, like, the whole thing is you got a shell. You'll pick up random different things around that you basically use as a shell at different points, whether it's like a bottle cap or a can, and and there's different moves you can use depending on the shell you've got. They also will serve as basically your block thing, and eventually they kind of get worn down and break. But the big kicker with the assist thing is that the final box is like, give Krill a gun. I was like, all right, for a laugh, I'll get this out, because there was one boss that, again, Souls-like, you got to learn to play by the rules. But I was getting my ass kicked by him a little bit, making progress, but getting my ass kicked. I'm like, oh, let's just try out this give Krill a gun thing and see what happens. I one-shotted the prick. Like, you hear him scream that he's going to kill you, and then I just shot him from right the opposite side of the arena, and boom, that's it. It was over. I'm like, this could be really fun. From that point on, I've completely abandoned the idea of learning how to play a Souls-like. I just went around and shot everyone, and it was good fun.
I would too. If there's the option of going Souls-like or going guns crazy, I'm going guns crazy for sure.
And I guess people can go check it out. I tweeted the video out somewhere. I don't know, because I pinged a trophy for beating the boss. So I found it there. There's like a 15-second video. It's not going to really work, I don't think. But like, you can see the gun on my back there.
Yes, I can.
And then just boom, popped him, and that's it, dead.
Okay.
And there's no ammo, there's no anything like that. I was in stitches, and I decided that's how I'm going to play the rest of this game. So I probably saved 10 hours of gameplay in the end, because I didn't have to get my ass kicked over and over and over again. And I just went around and was one-shotting every boss. It was great. Because they talk a big game and from across the map. You get swarmed by all sorts of different crustaceans trying to kill you.
Bang.
Down. And I'm just cackling the whole way. It was a great time. Had a great time with it. Beyond that, like, there's a few games that I'm still playing at the moment that I haven't finished yet. I've been just almost since, the entirety of this whole school term, I've just been kind of chipping away at Mario RPG. I had hoped to get that done before I would start playing Paper Mario. Then I ended up with it for review, so it's going to be kind of weird bouncing between the two games. So I've been just chipping away at that. I've got a couple stars left to get, and then I'll be done with that, which will be cool. I've been playing Stellar Blade, the internet's most controversial game right now. Some of the incels are getting a little bit upset at the moment because they dared to put a tiny little bit more material over the top. That just means that the cleavage wasn't absolutely everywhere. There's change.org petitions and all sorts of really angry virgins out there right now. So
cleavage gate. Oh dear.
Oh my god,
what a shame. You know what they should do? The developers get a cardboard box and just put it over her body, not the head.
But then if it makes the sound effect, if it makes the Metal Gear sound effect over the top, those fans will suddenly start blowing loads left, right, and center again, because they'll be, oh, Solid Snake.
That's not Solid Snake. That's a box.
Solid something.
Oh, yeah. So, for them, yeah.
So yeah, that's look, Stellar Blade's good. I'm about a quarter of the way through it at this point. After about 4 to 5 hours, I'll put a few more hours in tonight and try and get myself close to halfway with it. I want to get it done quickly. I'm enjoying it. It is, again, it's a Souls-like. It's more like Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, though, with just like difficulty level sort of stuff. so you still have to learn how to play, which is good. They're just more generous about it. It's my kind of Souls game, really. I'm all about it. I can't think if there's anything else that I'm playing. I touched on, I've kind of started playing Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes as the actual proper game there. I've been checking that out. And I downloaded both. I haven't played them yet, but I downloaded both Dave the Diver and
Old Dave the Diver.
Tales of Kenzera Zhao as the. I mean that both of them. Well, I guess Dave the Diver is a 2023 release, but it's just come to PlayStation now, and it's free on PlayStation Plus. Tales of Kenzera Zhao was the EA original game, a Metroidvania, and that's also free via PlayStation Plus. So download them both. I'll check them out over the course of the month as well. I also tried out Sandland, the new game from Bandai Namco, but it also had Akira Toriyama, the Dragon Ball artist who died recently.
Oh, Sandland.
It's quite good so far. I'm only a few hours in. I played a little bit for player 2 players and then kicked on for another hour or two afterwards. These were all things like, I need to crank out videos before the embargo because I'd just returned from the holiday and hadn't done the videos before I left. So, yeah, I kind of I've only touched on that one, but absolutely will go back because I like the tone of it. I like the way it plays so far. It's cool. I think that's it. Probably not, but I think that's it. Oh, no. I lied.
No,
Broken Roads. Broken Roads also came out.
Right.
You'd recall that from PAX. I've tried that a little bit. Sean's been basically playing it for about 6 months for us. We got sent the review code on PC in November or something like that because it was planned to come out in December. Then they kicked it to some random unknown period, but he still had the review code and was kind of playing it. But they kicked it because it was really buggy. He was still having a lot of bug problems even through the review period, even after the close to 6 months delay. And there are still some bugs even in the console launch now. So I'm happy to just give him some time because the core of it is actually pretty interesting. And it's an Aussie team and all, I wanted to support all that sort of stuff. So I'll give that one some time. Happy to just sit on that and wait and come back. Matto, what are you going to be playing over the course of next month? What do you see yourself playing over the course of next month?
I'll try. I think I will get back into Final Fantasy VII because Yakuza 6 is done. I had 3 games on the go, which is a stupid idea. I've now killed off one of them, so I've got 2 to go. 2 to go, and Final Fantasy 7 is one of them. So get that done. Then maybe I'll play a little bit more Fallout 3 just cause. Then I want to play Yakuza 7. But the big one for next month, it is May.
Yep.
Not Star Wars. That is. Phantom Menace is back in cinemas. Go see it.
Oh,
it's still it's still rubbish.
I was going to say the revisionist history is starting to kick in. People are starting to say that that those first 2 movies in particular are good, which is
bullshit. No, I deny that. Episode 9, yes, great comedy. Rubbish.
And look, episode 3's all right. It's not of the quality of 4, 5, 6. But
yes,
three's all right.
The only reason 3's good because we finally got to the point of the part that everyone wanted to happen, and it happened, and it was cool. I remember seeing it in the cinemas. I thought, this is the greatest thing ever. And then I saw another movie, and it was better.
I have the high ground.
The high ground. Oh, classic. Classic.
The internet delivers.
And finally, I was just thinking of...
You play Hellblade?
Banana. Yes, that's the final game. I have not yet preloaded it. Or pre-installed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can preload it already despite it still being...
You can pre-install it
away.
6 months out before it's even released. That's just stupid. That is the stupidest idea. I've got other games to play. They're too big. I can't fit it on. It only takes half an hour to download anyway, so relax, Xbox.
Pretty much.
It's not Call of Duty. That's still downloaded as we speak.
Yeah, it's weird that they can. I mean, are they trying to tell us it's done? Like, I don't understand how they could have that much ready to go that you could preload it way out. Like they've kind of had going on. So whatever. But yeah, I'm a bit the same as you. There's a few games I look to knock off over the course of the month, but Hellblade is absolutely the big one. And we'll have about a week up our sleeves to play that before our next updates episode. So who knows? We could be able to kind of deep dive on that one properly. May 21st.
Sorry, no, something just clicked into my mind. Like, episode 1 is 25 years old this year.
Oh yeah,
That's depressing.
yeah.
That is really depressing.
Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. I'm keen to try out World of Goo 2. Do you remember the original World of Goo that was like a launch? Not quite a launch title, but it was a launch for the WiiWare back in the day.
Oh, the old WiiWare. Oh, those are the days.
And yeah, World of Goo 2 was suddenly kind of announced at the Keeleys at the end of last year, and it's coming out on May 23rd. So I'm keen to kind of check that out as well. The original World of Goo is randomly playable through the Netflix app on your phone at the moment. If you're a Netflix subscriber, you can just jump into the Netflix game store and try it out. So I tried that out, and briefly, just while I was in transit. I think while I was on a ferry to Bruny Island. 20 minutes just kind of punching that one out and doing a few levels. It was nice to kind of do it again, but I left it at that, and I'll play it all properly in World of Goo 2. So keen to check that one out. But yeah, there's not that many games for May, which is good. I'm really excited about the fact that it's quite. I am going to say it now, and the event has already occurred by the time this episode goes up. There is an IGN cross Xbox ID at Xbox showcase that is as of this episode went to air 4 episodes ago.
No.
I'm calling Silksong again.
No.
Because Xbox was the one that put it up on their back end recently. The ratings have all come since. Now we suddenly have an Xbox Indie Showcase. By the time this episode goes to air, I could be playing Hollow Knight Silksong. Or know when Hollow Knight Silksong is going to come out. And that's equally exciting. Which I'm doing it now because I feel like I'm obliged to at this particular point.
And I'm just going to laugh. That's all I'm going to do. Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for Hopeless Dreams for the episode. Anything else from you, Matto?
No, that's it for me.
Awesome. We'll wrap things up. If you enjoyed this episode of Patch, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. There's a whole bunch of awesome stuff on the YouTube channel. Check it all out. The podcasts are there. We've got Let's Plays and more. Lots of people really clicked with Nick's 100 Heroes, like 80 minutes of 100 Heroes gameplay there, so people should go check that out, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff as well. There's shorts, there's more. Visit the website, player2.net.au for reviews, previews, links to the podcast series, links to the videos, all sorts of stuff. There's great stuff there. Go check that out as well. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au. Kick a few bucks, lower tiers, early access, higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives, and finally there's Twitter. Matto _Phil. Paul James Games for myself. The website is player2au, and until next week, cross your fingers for Hollow Knight, everyone, or laugh at me while you're listening back to this because Hollow Knight didn't get it shown, everyone. We'll see you later.
As the great Daryl Kerrigan used to say, tell him he's dreaming.
Oh, shit. See you guys.